What's going on, guys? I am back. I know it's been quite some time since the Texas vlog videos. I've just been absolutely slammed lately, but I want to give you guys kind of an update, life update, and a recap on the Texas Pro, as well as what's going on with my plans and bodybuilding moving forward. So, quick recap on Texas. It was absolutely amazing. I didn't believe some of the people that said I had the ability to be in that top five mix. I knew it was going to be one of the most competitive shows of the season, and being my pro debut, I just didn't know how I would stack up. One of the biggest things I was really happy with was just the fact that I could stand next to those caliber guys and hold my own and not look small. I really didn't look undersized. Though that's what I need is more size to be like super competitive. It was really cool to be like 245 on stage, which is a very respectable size as a pro, and hold my own. I think there were some things that we tweaked that we could have done a little bit better for finals, and I'll go into that. But overall, I'm so happy with the package that me and Chris brought. The prep was so smooth. I couldn't be happier with how everything went. And I just have to thank my coach, Chris Tuttle, if he watches this. Man, what an incredible coach. What an incredible person to work with, that I look up to, a mentor, a friend. It was just absolutely amazing what we were able to do with that prep. And to be honest, how sustainable it was for me, mentally and physically. We did a great job of mitigating fatigue, and just everything went so well all the way into Texas and brought a really awesome package. And I didn't have a lot of hype going into the show. I think a lot of people counted me out, didn't mention me. There were some smaller YouTube pages, some places that would mention me a little bit, but overall, the big pages weren't mentioning me as much. I always have to thank Bodybuilders Without Borders and Sulios. Those pages definitely shouted me out quite a bit, which I really appreciated. And there were some people that really saw the potential in me ahead of time, but I think I shocked a lot of people, and I was really happy with that. What a lot of people don't know is I actually had fourth place at prejudging at the Texas Pro. So me and Lewis Breed were in fourth and fifth, and then he came back for finals just so spot on that he actually passed me for that fourth place spot. What we kind of determined to do was chase the fullness because, Carlos Thomas was third, and we knew he was one of the favorites to be in that top three. It was the Andrew Jack, Hunter Labrado, Carlos Thomas show heading into the show. And so, Carlos is one of my boys. I love him. He's awesome. One of the best dudes in the industry. But I thought maybe me and Chris, after prejudging, we brought a tighter look to prejudging, and we were thinking, man, okay, so if we want to chase Carlos, maybe we need to chase that fullness a little bit. So we ate up a little bit more, drank a little bit, didn't restrict water as much, and I wasn't as tight for the finals. And talked to Tyler Mannion and the judges, and they said that that's why I dropped that fifth place. But I can't be upset about it at all. Obviously, after prejudging, I'm thinking heading into finals, like, man, I'm fighting for a fourth, possibly third, if I could possibly edge out with the judges. But Carlos deserved that third place, and Lewis deserved the fourth place at finals. I just didn't bring my best. And it taught me like to play to my strengths because I talked to a few people. They told me Tyler Mannion really loves just like a really shredded shrink wrapped look. And obviously, if I came in really tight for prejudging, and then came in a little more watery but full at finals, he's going to notice that. And so I think that next time we're going to bring more size, the same or better conditioning as we did prejudging, and really excited for next year. So a lot of people have asked me, why didn't you do another show? Especially being top five at that show and learning some things that maybe we could have tweaked for a better placement. And my answer to that is I'm always about the long game. I always have been. I've always been determined to make it to the absolute top, the absolute peak of the sport that I'm able to. I'm not saying that I have the chance of being a Mr. Olympia, but now after this show was the first time I really believed, yeah, I 100% can make it to the Olympia stage. I'm within reach of winning a pro show. I don't necessarily want to just show up to the easiest pro show possible just so that I have a shot, but we all want to make it to the Olympia, and I know I'm not beating Hunter or Andrew Jacked. So, in the mix at a different show, it may have been a different scenario with some of these other shows this last year where I would have been in the mix of a top three. So, me and Chris talked about that. There's Legion Sports Fest coming up, and it's 7 weeks after Texas, and I really debated on doing that show, but ultimately decided, my goal is long term in this sport. And to really fill out my frame and have that wow factor for my frame, I need more size. Now, I'm notorious for these super long off season. I promise you guys, I'm not doing another one of those. I'm not going to be in the off season for the next 2, 3 years again. I did 2 years from USA's to Texas. I gained 20 pounds of stage weight because I was the top of the heavyweights at USA's, about 223, 224. And then at Texas, I woke up like 242.8, I think. So by the time we were filled out on stage, it was probably about 245. So 20 pounds of stage tissue in 2 years was awesome. Me and Chris really busted it all off season. Got a little bit fluffy, but sometimes you have to do that a couple times just to bring the size that I kind of brought to Texas. Like sometimes you really have to push the body, and I'm not one of these guys that gains really easily. I can get in condition really easily, but gaining size is another story. So we decided though we're going to take the next 6 to 8 months. We're currently in a health phase, trying to just get my body healthy, trying to make sure I'm injury free right now, make sure my body is ready to really push really hard for size. So we've got about another month until end of October. We'll really start pushing, but just try to ease into things and training in a 2 or 3 reps in reserve style of training, not training to failure right now, really trying to make sure my body is fresh. And then we're going to push for as much size as I can possibly gain the next 6 to 8 months. And then we're going to do a couple shows at least next year, earlier in the year. Not going to wait until August. So it'll probably be, maybe early midsummer. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. But we're very excited because I definitely think my body is primed to grow right now. And I think I'm going to bring, obviously, 250 plus is the goal. So want to at least gain another 6, 7 pounds and keep the waist tight. So one of the things that is my strong suit is a tighter waist, a good X frame, my lines, my shape, my conditioning. So I'm not going to lose any of that. So the goal is not just to blow everything out and blow my proportions and just get big. I've got to grow while maintaining a small waist, maintaining my midsection. So we're really focused on a lot of things to help hold my midsection tight and keep the shape that I have because that's my strong suit. It's funny because I've always been a mass monster fan, but I'm not genetically a mass monster guy. So I have to play to my strengths, which is that frame and that shape. And my structure really helps me in this era where shape guys are kind of doing a lot better. And you see these guys that are in their 220s winning pro shows instead of the guys that are upper 200s. You know what I mean? Mid to upper 200s. So it's definitely, things are changing. You see guys at physiques like Andrew Jack, Samson Dowda, these shape guys. They're huge, but they maintain their shape. So that's my goal, is to continue to maintain my shape. And so that's the goal for us. Could I have done another show? Yes, but So, could we have done another show? Absolutely. Would I have done well? Yes. However, I think the goal is I want to shoot to win a pro show. Just like I wanted to shoot to go pro, I wanted to shoot to top 5 in my first pro debut. Like, I don't want to just show up. I'm not just a participant. I want to be at the top. I'm very competitive, and my goal has always been to reach the highest heights I possibly can. All that being said, I also can't move my life to another state while prepping. So, big news for those of you that don't know, my wife and I and our animals are moving to DFW, Texas, probably around the Fort Worth area. I've been there 3 times this year. Brittany finally got to experience it during Texas Pro, and I wanted to make sure my wife really loved it. Despite the 115-degree weather while we were there, she loved it. She felt like we belong there. I feel like we belong there. Everybody there is just so welcoming and nice. Of course, my coach Chris lives around Fort Worth area. There's some amazing gyms. We have some amazing friends that already live there. Some awesome friends that are going to be moving there. Our friends Mo and Erica live there. They're friends with Chris and Alexia Tuttle. We've become close with them. And shout out again to Erica, Barbell's Bake Shop. They are going to be shipping nationwide. Look them up on Instagram. But of course, we're really close to incredible friends, but also friends that make awesome cookies. You guys got to check her out. But anyways, and then of course, what just happened recently, I signed with Gasp and Better Bodies, and Destination Dallas is in Allen, Texas. I really want to be close to that environment, that family, that network of awesome people. So, between the friends, the connections, the networking, the gyms, it's just been a no-brainer. I belong in Texas. I've got to go. I've outgrown Asheville a long time ago. I live in Asheville, North Carolina, for those of you that don't know. And I've just outgrown it. It's not for me anymore. It's not for my wife. The type of people that are here and continue to move here just don't share our mindset, and people in Texas do. So, we're just very excited to be around more like-minded individuals. Not to mention, close by in Houston is Hunter Labrada. So next month, I'm super excited to be headed out to Houston a few weeks prior to our move. And I'm going to stay with Hunter and train with him at Labrada Gym. I'm super pumped for that. It's going to be awesome training. Got to make sure my body's really ready and rested for that one, because I'm sure we'll be training very hard. But going to help push him for his Olympia prep. He'll be a few weeks out at that point. But living in Dallas area, I'll be really close to him and a lot of other awesome training partners. My friend Elias McCall is moving there. We want to be training at Absolute Recomp up in Fort Worth. So just a ton of things happening. Not to mention, Asheville, North Carolina is like the place where people go get a beer and go for a hike. Whereas over there, it's a bodybuilding hub. Around gyms here, I'm definitely well known as the pro bodybuilder guy, but over there, it's more valued. Whether it be people that want a coach, which is what I do for a living, people that want an in-person trainer, which I do sometimes, but it's more valued out there. And the networking opportunities, the opportunities to collaborate with others, and just be around that environment, especially from a training aspect. I love the gyms here, but the vibes out there, despite the TikTok kids, don't get me wrong, there's way too many broccoli head tripod kids. But there's a lot of like-minded individuals and really competitive bodybuilders that I know will push me. My coach will push me, my other friends, and I just want to be around that. I want to immerse myself in this because I want to be the best bodybuilder I can be. I want to grow my brand. I want to expand my business, my network. And, ultimately, I believe I can do that there. I want to spread Condemned Labs where I go. They have been so good to me and have provided a couple trips for me to Texas earlier this year. In January, we did a video series, training series that you guys can check out on the Condemned Labs YouTube. with my coach Chris, some food videos and some training videos and stuff at Absolute Recomp. So they flew me out the first time I got to go and experience that. And then, of course, they covered my travel fees and everything for the Texas Pro, which I'm so grateful for. So, of course, I want to go out to Texas and be their representative there, and also be a part of my new family, my clothing sponsor, Gasp and Better Bodies. So appreciative of both of my sponsors. You guys are incredible, and I'm just glad to represent these brands. So I'm very excited for the Texas move. That's next. That's going to be early November. So between all the moving and everything, like behind this camera is a bunch of boxes in my office. So we're kind of all over the place, and this next month will be a little crazy, but going to be getting you guys some like food videos, day in life stuff, what's going on right now, and just show you my off season. I'm really excited for it, excited to grow. Just to give you guys an idea of kind of where I'm at physique wise, still holding good body composition at about 260, low 260s. I basically am doing one cheat meal a week. I kind of have like a freedom day where I don't train. I can miss a meal if I feel it's necessary, if I'm going too hard on a cheat meal. Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 28. So me and my wife actually went out for breakfast and then we went out for dinner too, but I'm keeping things more moderate and I can adjust that day accordingly. I went a little lower on my carbs and fats on my diet meals to allow for 2 meals off. Not going nuts, but gained a little water weight every Saturday, going into Sunday and Monday. But then Sunday through Friday, it's just bang on 100% bodybuilding. Don't miss a meal by even an hour. Like my meals have to be so scheduled. I try to get them within 30 minutes, if not within 15 minutes every day. Try to be at the gym at the same time, in bed at the same time, awake at the same time. Every day is rigid and scheduled bodybuilding, and then Saturday's kind of a day so I don't burn out. You know, a lot of used to I would say no, that's not needed. Why do you need balance? You don't need balance if you're trying to be elite. But truly, you have a life to live outside of bodybuilding, and I think it's good for me and Britt to have, you know, a day where I'm not like, oh my gosh, I got to get a meal, I got to do this, I got to do that, and it's a little more chill. And plus, I don't have as many clients checking on the weekends, so it's been nice to have those days with her. But that's kind of where we're at right now, waiting on this, you know, getting through this health phase. Just donated blood yesterday, going to get blood work to, this next week. Check everything. Things are feeling good, looking good. I did have one mishap with a nerve issue. Comment below if you guys have ever had this or dealt with this. I believe it's the median nerve that runs through this part of my arm. The weirdest thing is it's been like 2 weeks and I think something is just wound up in here. As bodybuilders, we're always muscles tensed up and wound up. And I believe there's an impinged nerve up in here because I can feel it from my armpit all the way down my wrist. We had a big scare where I started retaining water weight and I still am retaining a good bit all down this strip, not on the outside of the arm, only on the inside of the arm up to my armpit. So I had, you know, my chiropractor, my coach, kind of were concerned, like, hey, you need to go see an ortho. Went and saw an ortho specialist. He was concerned it was something called Paget-Schroeder syndrome, and that's where actually a blood vessel gets mashed up in there with the muscles. This happens in weightlifters. This ortho had seen it twice with weightlifters, and it can cause a blood clot. And that blood clot can obviously travel to your heart. So I was actually at the ortho, and he was like, I'm going to call the ER. You need to go right away. Because the water weight did seem to be getting worse. So thankfully, after spending like 6 hours at the emergency room, I was fine. No DVT found. They did an ultrasound. Everything looked great. So I'm assuming this nerve impingement has something to do with superficially the skin and my vasodilation in my arm. Again, comment below if any of you guys have dealt with this. One of the weirdest things I've ever dealt with. Luckily, it doesn't really limit my training, but I do think it has something to do with the pec minor and things up in here being so tight, just trying to loosen everything up. It's getting better over time, but that's the only injury I've dealt with, and it's really not too bad. I just, I can feel that nerve when I stretch, and I just got to keep stretching it out and doing my nerve flossing routines where I kind of come out here and put tension and relieve tension from the nerve and do all that rehab boring kind of stuff. So other than that, body's doing well. Came out of prep pretty good. Eating decently. We pushed calories all the way up to like 6,500. Pulled down to about 5,500 right now, I believe, or 5,700 maybe. And just kind of cruising there. And then we're gonna really hit it hard come end of October, and then late October, early November, we are moving to Texas. So that's kind of the update here. I don't have a set show in mind or any kind of set time frame next year, but I definitely am going to be on stage at least twice. I would love to even maybe do a few shows if they line up correctly, and the goal is to win one. I've told a lot of people this. I'm not that typical like bodybuilder with, you know, all these plans and goals and what I expect, and oh, I'm going to the Olympia next year. I'm going to win this. I'm going to do that. You know, I admire people like Nick Walker that are so confident in themselves where he's like, yeah, I'm winning the Mr. Olympia. I'm winning the Arnold. And then, you know, that year he said he was winning the Arnold. He did. I've just never been that way. And, you know, I went into USA's a couple years ago saying, man, it would be incredible if I could just top five, but I just don't know if I have what it takes. And then I won the overall. I won that trophy right there. I won the whole thing. And then Texas, people are telling me, well, what do you want to place? How do you want to do? I'm like, well, gosh, I'd love it if I could just, maybe if I could get in that first call at the top five, but gosh, I don't know I got what it takes yet. I may need more time. I'm tired of saying that. I'm tired of doubting myself. I'm tired of not, I don't believe in speaking things into existence. I do believe in having confidence in yourself and your abilities, and I believe God gave me a gift and a talent, and I believe that that talent is coming to fruition, and I really believe this next year is going to be my breakout year. That being said, I 100% believe I have the ability to win a pro show, and very soon. I really want it to be this next year. I know I'll be in a top three at these shows, but I very much think I have a shot at winning one of these things and qualifying for the Olympia. So I'm putting it out there for the first time. I'm actually setting lofty verbal goals. If I ever had those kind of goals, I kind of kept them to myself. But I've always surprised myself when I end up stepping up there. And you know what? I don't care if people doubt me or say that I can't do something or hear me, you know, talk big like I'm going to win a pro show, I'm going to qualify for the Olympia. I don't care anymore because I am at least going to give that kind of confidence and positivity to myself and verbally put it out there without the fear of what other people think or how they may judge me, because I believe in myself 100%, and I've always bet on myself, and I'll continue to bet on myself every single day. And that's what's got me this far, and it's what's going to bring me even further. So just wanted to give you guys that update. We're gunning for a pro show win next year. That is the plan. That is the goal. And I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. Going to have more day in the life stuff, more of these videos, more vlog videos. Try to get you guys some more training stuff. And when we're in Texas, we're going to have tons of awesome content. And hopefully it'll be a smooth move, moving our crazy little animal family down there. But I love them to death. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that the good Lord has given me this opportunity to make a career in bodybuilding, to coach you clients that may be watching, possible new clients that may request after watching, you know, and these sponsors that help make this possible. It's just been an absolute incredible experience, and I just absolutely love bodybuilding. I will always love bodybuilding, and I'm so blessed to do what I do. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel. Comment below. And I will talk to you guys soon. Next video will probably be a full day of eating. And I will catch you guys on the next one.